Hello, hello, and welcome to the first of the two Daytona duels. This is to set the qualifying order of the inside row for the Daytona 500. Of course, the first two positions are set in stone, and on the pole for the Daytona 500 is going to be the number 7, Alan Kulwicki. And on the outside pole for the Daytona 500 will be the number 28, Davey Allison. A couple of Fords and a couple of young starting up drivers. And I simulated real quick, so here's the top 10 for this race. It's going to go Kulwicki, Richmond, Rudd, Martin, Shepard, Earnhardt, Irvin, Waltrip, and Derek Cope to round out the top 10. Here's the command.
Drivers, start your engines.
So the command is now given, and here's how this is going to work. Kulwicki's position for starting on the pole for the Daytona 500 is set in stone. Starting positions from 3rd all the way back to 41st on the inside row are going to be determined in this race. So if you win this race, you'll be starting 3rd. 2nd place starts 5th. 3rd place starts 7th. So on and so forth until last place starts in 41st. Of course, skipping wherever Kulwicki finishes because he's already guaranteed the pole position. So 21 cars are going to be in this race. It's a 20-lap affair. Pace car is going to dive down onto pit road. And we're still here in Speed Weeks, but they're really starting to heat up now. Green flag is out for the Duel Race 1. And look at this, they're going to try to go 3 wide into turn 1 already. Kulwicki's going to beat him there. So it looks like Kulwicki's going to get off of turn 2. He's going to keep the lead. Rudd's giving him a good push, though. See, Kulwicki's going to hold it right down to the bottom. Morgan Shepherd's going to make it 3 wide, trying to be aggressive for a new team. Richmond backs off. 2 by 2 for 2nd on back. Going into turn 4, Kulwicki will end up slipping. Here comes Morgan Shepherd. Oh, Morgan's got a really good run. He's going to come to the line, and he will lead lap number 1 here in the duels. So that will put Morgan Shepherd in the lead. Kulwicki 2nd, Irvin 3rd, Rudd 4th, Michael Waltrip in 5th. Shepherd slips up the track, and here comes Irvin. Ernie Irvin hasn't really had a terrific ride since coming up to race. He's just been in DK Ulrich's car, which isn't exactly the greatest equipment in the world. But he thinks he's got stuff to prove. A top 20 points finish last year, and now that he's in a better ride, he's hoping for a top 15. Speaking of better rides, here comes Michael Waltrip. He's going to end up taking the lead here. Kyle Petty's going to try to beat him to the line. Not going to happen. Michael Waltrip says that team is much more prepared for the race than they were last year, and they're really hoping that 30 car is able to compete for wins, at least at the super speedways. Right now, Kyle Petty for Felix Sabates is in the lead. Derek Cope in 2nd. Richard Petty is in 3rd. Being pushed by Dale Earnhardt in 4th. Richard Petty has not won since the 1983 Coca-Cola 600. He has 198 career victories. And here comes somebody who's looking for career win number 40, Dale Earnhardt. And he is somebody that tends to rack up the victories here at the Daytona International Speedway. He really knows his way around this track. Ruttman's going to slide up the track, and here comes Chad Little on the bottom. Nothing different going on there. Earnhardt trying to chase down the 42. It looks like Earnhardt and Petty are starting to pull away a little bit. Chad Little's trying to compete with the speed of the 42 and the 3. It's not going to happen, though. Not going to happen at all. It looks like Dale Earnhardt and Kyle Petty are actually pulling away from the pack a little bit, which is an interesting sight to see. We usually don't see these kinds of breakaways at Daytona, at least not that often. So to see two cars running away from the pack like this, it's really interesting. We'll see if Phil Parsons can try to reel this pack back in. Bet Phil Parsons, he's going to try to go single file. Here comes Tim Richmond. In fact, Phil Parsons is going to try to make it underneath Dale Earnhardt. Did he get there? He did, and Kyle Petty doesn't know where to go now. He's going to come down, and he's going to go with Parsons. Richmond's coming as well. Richmond dives to the inside. He's going to take second. Can he get the lead? He's going to get the lead coming down the back straightaway. He's got the lead. Mickey Gibbs is giving him a strong push. He's also got rookie Jimmy Horton right behind him. Horton's going to go to second. 3 wide coming off of turn 4. Martin is right behind Horton. This is pretty much a green light for Richmond to punch it, and he has pulled away from the pack before at Daytona. I'll tell you what, Rick Hendrick pulls some really, really strong cars out at the super speedways. And seeing that number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet leading the pack right now with a championship driver such as Tim Richmond is really not a surprise. And we got to talk about Tim Richmond for a little bit, because boy, you got to consider that he's been the best driver in NASCAR over the past 3 years or so. 1987, he won the championship. 1988, runner-up to Dale Earnhardt. Last year, runner-up to Bill Elliott. I mean, that's an average finish in the championship of 1.7 over a 3-year span, which is quite ridiculous. We'll see if Richmond is able to potentially capture his second championship here. You gotta figure Earnhardt was a little bit more dominant during his 3-year reign, winning the championship in '86, finishing second in the championship in '87, winning the championship in '88. I thought Earnhardt was third in the championship in '87 to Elliott. 3 wide for the lead. Rookie Jimmy Horton was able to lead the lap, and there is Jeff Purvis. Now, he ran too many races last year to be eligible to run Rookie of the Year, but this is going to be Jeff Purvis's first full-time season in the NASCAR Throwbacks Cup Series. Here comes Purvis down to the bottom. He wants the lead. He wants notoriety. That team really had an abysmal time with Jeff Purvis behind the wheel, unable to really get finishes together. This will be a really strong sign if they can at least come out here and lead a lap, and it looks like they're going to accomplish that. And maybe. Yes, he's got it. So Purvis to lead that lap. It looks like JD McDuffie is the only person that has fallen off of the draft here. Ricky Rudd's taking the lead, but Morgan Shepherd is looking hungry. This is going to be interesting. Morgan Shepherd, he drove that 26 car for a couple of years. Ricky Rudd, he drove that 15 car for plenty of years. So, just an interesting car rivalry there. Now, this driver a couple drivers that don't really need much introduction. Alan Kulwicki, 3 career wins. You can almost assume that all of them are flukes, but man, he came close. He came close to winning, I believe it was at Richmond, where he was just out there basically dominating the race, and then Martin took it from him. Looks like he was going to do well, but it just didn't happen for the 7. Meanwhile, Richard Petty, he's going to come to the lead now. And the crowd is certainly on their feet for the King, seeing him out in front. Michael Waltrip dives down to the inside. I don't think he's going to make a move on the King. The King slides up. He's going to get the lap lead. Now the crowd's going to love that. Petty's going to slide back a little bit. Here comes Waltrip down on the bottom. And boy, Joe Ruttman has really shown the strength that this 32 car has. Just a startup team, but man, this might be a top 25 team at the end of the year. Who knows? Here comes Derek Cope in the 10. Good thing is that unlike last year, we're not going to have any teams that are going to be unsponsored for the full year. We got good sponsorship this year. Derek Cope for Whitcomb Racing. He's going to go to the lead. Earnhardt in second. Derek Cope, that team ended up switching manufacturers from last year. He took over for Ken Bouchard, didn't exactly set the world on fire in that 10 car. But he said he's very hopeful of his new team, and they're hoping to not exactly contend for the championship, but at least get a couple top 5s, maybe even a win. Someone who is still looking for his first career win, Lake Speed there in the 83, owner-driver. One of the many owner-driver combinations, or at least father-owner-son-driver combinations. That is the case of Chad Little in the 19, at least. Here comes Parsons to the bottom. Oh, wow, look at that run by Parsons. To the lead goes the number 1. And we've had a little bit of a change here. This team really wanted to back off its association with Benny Parsons' number 55 car. And thus Phil Parsons has gone to the 1 for this season. Darrell Waltrip's gone back to the lead. Now here comes Kyle Petty down to the bottom. He's got a strong run. Not going to get Waltrip at the line. 6 to go. Again, this is to set the qualifying order for 3rd place on back for the Daytona 500. Win this race and you start 3rd. Which will be big news for Elliott, because Elliott ended up losing control of his car during qualifying. He's had to go to a backup car. So Bill Elliott really, really needing a good run here in the duels in order to improve his qualifying position. Now here comes rookie Jack Pennington. Won't beat Martin to the line. 5 laps to go, but Pennington's going to take the lead. And we got a couple of rookies in the inside line going 3 wide into turn number 1. Things are getting a little dicey here at Daytona. Are we going to start seeing a jumble up of the field here towards the end of the race, similar to what we saw in the throwbacks, in the prelude to the throwbacks? I think we will. The 42 is in the wall. Kyle Petty in the wall. They're going 4 wide. Can they keep it together? Oh boy. Hold your breath. Looks like everything is okay other than the 42 going into the wall. The 42 has now lost the draft, so Kyle Petty's likely to start 39th for the Daytona 500. Not going to be good for him. Even if a caution comes out now, they're not going to get the race restarted in time. So a caution flag's not going to help the 42 car. Mickey Gibbs is your leader, not for much longer. Here comes Tim Richmond. Comes down to the inside. Richmond is your new leader, being pushed by his teammate. 3 laps to go. Purvis is desperately trying to hold on to the draft in the back there. Darrell Waltrip is now going to take the lead. Oh, we're going to have a really mad dash to see who's going to win this race. It can be any one of the drivers down low. Here comes Ernie Irvin. Rudd's looking to make a move on Irvin. See if Rudd can get that move. Irvin slips up a little bit. He got loose. Rudd's going to be able to make the move. Can he get him by the line? No, sir. Irvin's got him. 2 to go. Morgan Shepherd looking for a way around Ricky Rudd. Doesn't look like that's going to happen for the time being. 26, 15, 7, 25. Single file breakaway here at the front. Shepherd's going to dive down to the inside. But is the lead where you want to be? Look at the aggressive move by Michael Waltrip there. 3 wide for second. Richmond's able to sneak in and avoid 3 wide. White flag. Morgan Shepherd's got the lead by about a car length, but there is a gaggle of cars running them down. Michael Waltrip, he finished second at Talladega last year, the fall race. It looked like he was going to win it. It didn't happen for him. Morgan Shepherd stole the win. Right out from underneath him. Shepherd throws the block. It looks like Shepherd's going to win this race. That was a great move by Morgan Shepherd. He takes it in the middle of the corner. Earnhardt gets a good run. It's going to be side by side to the line. Oh boy, who's it going to be here at Daytona? Shepherd, Earnhardt, and Morgan Shepherd's going to take the checkered flag. One of the closest finishes here in Daytona history. Morgan Shepherd will take the checkered flag here for dual race number 1. 13 thousandths of a second is your margin. So you can see on the left-hand side, there are your finishing results. And that's going to be it for dual race number 1.